Welcome, techies! Today we are going to go over the rehearsal calendar, mastering the puzzle of time. Here is the assignment. For this presentation, we are going to go over rehearsal calendar. We are going to go over rehearsal calendars. At the end of the presentation, you are going to create your own rehearsal calendar. Now, we will talk about this more at the end of the presentation, but just watch out because I do have some things to note, so you can't just put any of these anywhere you want to. The game plan. More than just dates. A calendar isn't just a list of days, it's a strategic battle plan for how the show gets built. To ensure that the music gets memorized, the dance gets choreographed, the scenes get blocked, and there's plenty of time for tech. The creative team. Ask people their availability before you start creating the calendar. For example, you want to know if the choreographer is not available on Mondays. So we have the three main people you'll want to make sure can do what you need them to do. The director, they will need time to block acting scenes and work on character development. The music director, vocal rehearsals to teach harmonies usually requires a piano, so you need a space with a piano. And then the choreographer needs blocks of time to teach dance. They also need space to rehearse. You want to make sure that there's enough space for everyone to get in and be able to rehearse the number. The secret weapon. Use your scene breakdown. Don't guess who needs to be there. Check the data. If your choreographer wants to run the village dance, look at your scene breakdown to see exactly which actors are in that scene. This prevents you from calling actors who are just sitting around doing nothing. Not to mention, when they're doing nothing, you are still paying them if you're in the professional world. How do you create a calendar? Step 1, first block out the conflicts, holidays, no rehearsal days, and times when the directors or choreographers are unavailable. Then schedule the huge numbers, full cast dances, and big choral songs that take the most time. So you want to do this, the big blocks first. For example, at my school, we have teacher meetings on Mondays, and so we cannot have rehearsals if the teacher is not on the premises. The second, after you've done these two things, you fill in the gaps with smaller acting scenes. You don't always have to do the show in order. If Ariel and the Prince have 3 short scenes together, it might be able to be done in the same rehearsal. So you could be doing scene 1, scene 5, and one of the ending scenes all in that same rehearsal if they're only small scenes. All right, here is a sample week. So for me, I did Mondays would be with our voice teacher. We'd be doing music. The full cast needs to be there, and then the times that they need to be there. Tuesday is dancing. We only need the dancers. We did the village dance, and this is the time that they need to be there. Wednesdays, we'll be doing acting or blocking. I only needed the leads and director. That included the student director. And then the same time, Thursday, we review the dance. The full cast needs to be there. For this scene, this is actually all together. What we did was then we did the full scene with dancing, acting, and music all together. So for shows like Joseph with Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, you might need all the kids to learn the voices, and then they wouldn't need to be there for while everybody else is doing their thing, and bring them in at the end so they can see what the leads are doing. And then clean opening scene with the full cast, and we had it go a little bit later on that day. Golden rule, respect the end time. Plan your time so you can get people home on time. People have things to do, and that is really respectful to make sure that they get home and are able to do things on time and people aren't waiting in the parking lot for them. All right, it's going to be your turn. Create a mock calendar. Make sure you read the instructions. Music director, the choreographer, and the director have specific needs in your example. After you would create your rehearsal calendar, you would send it to the director and choreographer before you finalize it to make sure there's no mistakes. And also if their schedules change a little bit or something is a little bit different, they'll be able to catch that hopefully before you send it out to the rest of the cast. In the digital worksheet, you can drag the yellow rehearsal boxes to the calendar. So you can just drag these on over here. In the physical notebook, glue the rehearsal calendar up here into your book, and then you cut out the rehearsal boxes and glue them on the day that they would go. Make sure you go in an order that makes sense. For example, we have our dress rehearsal right here, but we also have some performance days. Opening night is a performance day, so make sure that you put these in a way that makes sense. Don't have practicing or dress rehearsals after performances and things of that nature. All right, good luck, and make sure you really think it through and look at everything before you submit it or glue it into your book.